In a world flooded with unfiltered thoughts and endless streams of personal confessions, true strength lies in restraint. While the modern ethos screams to share everything everywhere, the ancient Stoics whispered the timeless secrets of wisdom and moderation. These philosophers from a distant past knew something profound about human nature and the power of keeping one's counsel. Today, we dive deep into how Stoicism, a philosophy that has survived the test of centuries, teaches us to navigate the treacherous waters of oversharing in our hyper-connected world. Join me as we explore not just the pitfalls of laying our lives bare, but the strength found in the silent spaces between what we think, what we say, and what we keep to ourselves. This journey promises not only to enlighten, but also to empower you, reshaping your interactions and internal dialogues in ways that foster peace and profound connection. Before we dive into the Stoic secrets of personal sharing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stick with us throughout the video. 1. Understanding oversharing in the digital age. To fully grasp how to harness the power of Stoicism in your daily life, let's explore the concept of oversharing. Oversharing, a term that has found its spotlight in the era of social media, refers to the act of sharing personal information excessively, often without much thought about the consequences or the appropriateness of the context. It's like opening up the pages of your diary for anyone to read, not just friends and family, but often complete strangers. The digital landscape tempts us with instant connections and the rush of immediate feedback, but this can lead us to cross boundaries of privacy without even realizing it. From a Stoic perspective, oversharing is seen as a misalignment with the virtue of temperance, which advocates for moderation in all aspects of life. Stoics value the art of self-control and believe in harnessing the power of rational thought before speaking or acting. They teach us that not every thought that crosses our mind needs to be shared, especially if it doesn't serve a purpose or align with our core values. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often wrote about the importance of keeping one's counsel and reflecting internally. He believed in the power of self-reflection and maintaining an inner citadel untouched by external chaos and opinion. In modern terms, we might think of oversharing as a kind of digital impulsiveness. A quick tweet here, a lengthy Facebook post there, often laden with emotions that might not have been fully processed. This impulsiveness can have tangible consequences, from minor embarrassments to significant breaches of privacy that can affect relationships and professional opportunities. The Stoics would see this as a failure to use our rational faculties, the very aspects of our mind that can distinguish humans from other animals. They would advise us to think deeply about the implications of our shares, asking ourselves whether the sharing of this piece of information is beneficial, necessary, and true. 2. Stoic perspectives on temperance and self-control. This reflection leads to what Stoicism teaches about the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, and many others are not. While we can control what we share, how others perceive and react to that information is beyond our control. Thus, oversharing can lead to unpredictable outcomes that we're powerless to manage once the information is out in the open. By understanding and accepting this, we can focus more on what is within our control, our own actions and choices. The Stoic approach to oversharing is not just about holding back for privacy's sake, but about cultivating a character that thrives on thoughtful discourse and meaningful connections. It's about choosing silence when it's wise and speaking when it's beneficial, thus fostering relationships built on trust and respect, rather than on the quantity of exchanges. This, according to Stoicism, is how we can navigate the complexities of human interactions in a way that preserves our integrity and the integrity of those around us. 3. Wisdom, temperance, and courage in communication. When it comes to discretion, Stoicism offers a profound roadmap for navigating our interactions both online and offline. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the pursuit of virtue, and in terms of communication, this means practicing wisdom, temperance, and courage, virtues that guide not only what we choose to share but how we choose to share it. Wisdom in Stoicism is about more than just knowledge. It's about applying that knowledge in practical ways. For instance, a Stoic practices wisdom by thoughtfully considering what personal information should be shared and with whom. This isn't about withholding for the sake of secrecy, but choosing disclosure that serves a purpose and aligns with one's values. Wisdom calls us to question, will sharing this piece of information contribute positively to the conversation? Is it beneficial for others to know this? The Stoic philosopher Seneca often discussed the idea that true wisdom involves understanding the nature of our own experiences and discerning the right context in which to share them. Temperance, another cardinal Stoic virtue, is crucial when it comes to managing our impulses to overshare. This virtue is about finding balance and exercising self-control, not going to extremes. In the context of oversharing, temperance would advise us to moderate our desires to divulge too much too quickly. It encourages us to hold back the tide of emotions that might lead us to reveal more than what might be appropriate. The idea here is not to repress or deny our feelings, but to give ourselves the time to process them internally or in appropriate settings, rather than broadcasting them prematurely. Courage in the Stoic sense involves the bravery to confront and overcome our fears, including the fear of missing out or not being acknowledged, which often fuels oversharing. It takes courage to maintain privacy and personal boundaries in a world that incessantly beckons us to share and expose every detail of our lives. It also involves the courage to face potential loneliness or rejection without using oversharing as a shield or mechanism for quick connection. Epictetus, a Stoic teacher, spoke of courage not just as a battlefield virtue, but as a daily necessity required to live a life aligned with one's principles. 4. Practical Stoic strategies to prevent oversharing. In weaving these virtues into the fabric of our daily communication, we follow a Stoic blueprint for discretion that not only protects our personal space, but also enriches our interactions by ensuring they are meaningful and appropriate. This Stoic approach to discretion helps cultivate relationships that are built on genuine understanding and respect, rather than on superficial exchanges. By practicing these Stoic principles, we aim to foster a sense of respect for ourselves and for others, navigating our digital dialogues with the same ethical considerations that guide our real-world interactions. In tackling the challenge of oversharing, Stoicism offers practical strategies that encourage mindfulness and intentionality in our communication. These strategies can serve as daily tools to help us choose discretion over disclosure, fostering a sense of personal integrity and respect for the boundaries of others. One powerful Stoic practice is the premeditation of adversities. This involves contemplating the potential negative consequences before sharing personal information. For instance, before posting on social media or revealing something in a conversation, take a moment to consider what could go wrong. Could this information be misinterpreted? Might it harm someone inadvertently? Or could it come back to affect you negatively in the future? This isn't about fostering paranoia, but about using foresight to avoid potential pitfalls. The Stoics believed that by mentally rehearsing these scenarios, we can diminish the impulse to overshare and become more deliberate with our words. Another valuable Stoic tool is journaling, which Marcus Aurelius employed extensively in his personal writings, now known as meditations. By writing down thoughts and feelings, we give ourselves a space to process emotions privately. This can be especially useful in a world where there's a temptation to immediately turn to social media or messaging apps when experiencing intense emotions. Journaling helps to clarify our thoughts, allowing us to decide more wisely what is truly worth sharing and what should remain confidential. Stoicism also teaches the importance of mindful speech. This involves pausing before we speak or type, asking ourselves whether our words are necessary, true, and kind. This Stoic reflection aligns closely with the Socratic triple filter test, ensuring that what we share contributes positively to the listener or reader. The practice encourages us to speak with intention rather than reaction, which can greatly reduce instances of oversharing. A lesser-known but equally potent Stoic practice is the exercise of voluntary discomfort. This might involve periodically abstaining from the urge to share anything online or in social settings, much like fasting from food. The purpose here isn't to cut off communication, but to strengthen our self-control and to remind ourselves that we can manage without external validation. This exercise can recalibrate our sharing habits, making us more conscious of when and why we choose to share. 5. The benefits of Stoic restraint in personal and professional life. Implementing these Stoic strategies can transform how we handle personal information. They teach us that not every experience, thought, or feeling needs to be shared. By applying premeditation of adversities, journaling, mindful speech, and voluntary discomfort, we not only protect our privacy, but also cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections. These practices encourage us to share not out of impulse, but out of a considered decision that respects both our boundaries and those of our audience. Embracing Stoic restraint in communication offers profound benefits that can enhance our personal lives and relationships. This practice, deeply rooted in the Stoic philosophy of self-mastery and intentional living, fosters a range of positive outcomes, from deepening trust to fostering inner peace. By practicing Stoic restraint, we naturally become more thoughtful about what we share. This selectiveness leads to more meaningful conversations and helps build deeper trust. When we share selectively, it signals to others that our words are considered and valuable, making the interactions we do have more impactful. Moreover, restraint can prevent misunderstandings and conflicts that often arise from hastily shared, poorly considered information. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized that we should speak only when our words are more beautiful than silence, suggesting that the quality of our interactions significantly improves when guided by thoughtfulness and discretion. Stoicism teaches that self-respect comes from living in alignment with our values. When we exercise restraint, we are effectively saying that we value our privacy and personal boundaries. This not only strengthens our self-esteem, but also encourages others to treat us with the respect we show ourselves. It reinforces the idea that our personal life isn't an open book, but a carefully curated collection of thoughts and experiences shared with discernment. This approach mirrors the Stoic belief in possessing an inner citadel, a personal fortress of values and ethics that remains impervious to external chaos and judgment. Oversharing often leads to regret, a feeling Stoics strive to minimize by living with foresight and prudence. By adopting Stoic restraint, we minimize the risk of post-sharing regret and the anxiety that can come with it. Stoic practices like the premeditation of adversities help us anticipate and avoid potential negative outcomes of indiscriminate sharing, leading to a more serene and less regretful existence. This aligns with the Stoic goal of tranquility, where peace of mind is maintained by managing our actions and reactions thoughtfully. The practice of Stoic restraint contributes to inner peace by aligning our external expressions with our internal beliefs and values. This harmony between thought and action reduces internal conflict, often exacerbated by feeling compelled to share more than we are comfortable with. Furthermore, by focusing on internal validation rather than seeking external approval, we cultivate a state of contentment that is not easily disturbed by external opinions or reactions. This reflects the Stoic ideal of autarkia, or self-sufficiency, where personal fulfillment is derived from one's own resources rather than the fleeting approval of others. In professional and social contexts, Stoic restraint can signal competence, confidence, and reliability. It shows that we are not swayed by every trend or opinion, but are thoughtful and deliberate in our communications. This can enhance our reputation as thoughtful leaders and dependable friends, colleagues, or partners. It also prevents the potential fallout from inappropriate or impulsive sharing, which can damage careers and personal relationships. The practice of Stoic restraint offers a framework for living that not only protects us from the pitfalls of oversharing, but enriches every facet of our lives. It encourages us to communicate in ways that are purposeful and reflective, ultimately leading to a life of greater meaning, integrity, and fulfillment. As we close today's journey into the heart of Stoic wisdom, remember that the strength to hold back, to listen to the silence between words, is a profound source of personal power and peace. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Echoes. If you're looking to deepen your understanding of Stoicism or explore more about how these ancient teachings can be applied in the modern world, please check out one of the suggested videos on your screen. We are grateful for your presence and your ongoing quest for wisdom. Remember, Every step you take on this path enriches us all. Thank you for being such an integral part of our journey.